You look at the demographics, especially from where I come from a rural setup. I don't know about Bramwell, maybe he comes from an urban setup. You find that in Laikipia or in other regions in Mount Kenya, they must ask you, what you must have a party for you. For you to assess, or for them to assess your seriousness, you must have a party. And we realized that that we can actually enforce this change by being in the party. As much as it's still hectic, they don't hear us, but we can try, you know, and push these things. Sometimes you have to kind of join these parties. And
is that an admission that probably the push you had, tribeless, partyless, is not working?
Well, for me, I would not say that I'm partyless. I am tribeless. But right now, I am a member of Kenya Reform Party by Nderito Mureithi. And the reason why I can even give you the facts why I am a member of that party, because Nderito Mureithi was my former MP, Laikipia West. And I can tell you that in 2007, I think I was in class 1. And I saw the changes he brought in Laikipia West constituency in particular. He built 20 new schools from scratch. He's a guy who values, you know, education systems. Then when he became the governor, he introduced something that was so famous, smart town projects. And these opened door to investors in Laikipia. For example, like a town in Rumruti, it was once dusty, but the moment he came in, he changed the narrative. Those are the leaders I look up to, because, you know, he's also an economist. And when you have conversations with him, you can clearly see that this is a person who has clear visions for the country. And even the smart town projects, actually, most of the people who did the job were young people. They were involved in these smart town projects. And so that is proof. All is not lost. We still have few leaders. In fact, not majority, but few who still believe in young people. And I believe Nderito Mureithi is one of them.
One of them.
Yes.
But Bramwell, many say that the youth may have said they're tribeless, they're partyless. But when it comes to 2027, they will still fall back to the same old ways of doing things. You will still go back to your tribe. When you vote, you will still go back to a party. By that analysis alone, doesn't it mean that probably the Gen Z movement of 2024, partyless, tribeless, has fizzled out?
On that, Fred, I believe that's where Sauti Moja Vijana Pamoja is coming in. Sauti Moja is a movement for the youth, and we are doing a lot of civic education, mentorship, and youth empowerment. We want to show our youth that beside politicians, there is something through our unity we can do for the community. Beside politics, we can start within ourselves, whereby through Sauti Moja, we are doing a lot of empowerment. We have mentorship sessions, and also we are nurturing talents. So on that, about partyless, I can agree on that. But when we look on tribal lines, that's where the problem comes in. That's why when you look Gashago coming out, the Kikuyus feel like there is something, a portion of what they were supposed to be given was not presented to them during.
Do young Kenyans share in such sentiments? Because fine, the older generation and the political class may be there, but it's you, the young people, I'm more concerned about. Do you believe that you are immune from such kind of discussions about tribe?
On the tribe is a disease as at now that we are fighting with. For the youth, we can unite, but along tribal lines, it's a disease that we should work to do away with.
So it's also there.
It's also there.
Even in your generation.
Yeah, because now we see on our circle, as we are speaking, we have Kikuyus, and they're like, "Apana, mimi siwezi enda na Ruto mahali." Gashago is the change. We have Kambas. Kambas believe that saizi our voice can be heard through Kalonzo Musyo. So I cannot lie to you. Tribalism is a problem that we are facing currently, and it's something as far as we are fighting it, it will take time.
Yes. Yeah. So as far as next year is concerned, you do agree that some of the challenges that existed even before 2024 are still inherent and are still there, even among the young generation?
Fred, I must say that they are there, but there is hope. And I will refer you to an article that my party leader, Derito, wrote this week. And he talked of some leaders in Mount Kenya trying to sideline communities. And, this is going to poison us more, thinking that we don't need a certain community, thinking that because you are Kamba and I'm Kikuyu, I don't need you. I mean, we are in the 21st century. I think we should now look at policies, not in terms of tribe. And then this narrative of mtu yetu, it doesn't help at all. I think we should come together and know that we are Kenyans. Otherwise, we should learn from what happened, for example, in Rwanda, genocide and all that. So let us know that we are all Kenyans. And of course, being a Kikuyu or you being a Kamba does not mean that I breathe different air.
But you guys were the promise. You guys were the hope that tribalism was finally done. But it would appear you're saying, okay, fine, ni kama itaendelea kiasi.
What I want to say is that there's still some progress. Of course, those elements, you don't lack some few elements here and there, but progress is being made bit by bit. And I am in these discussions, and there's a certain group I am in, a WhatsApp group, and there's a time, it's called Kenya UniLead. A group that unifies all student leaders in the country from different institutions. And there was a time these people are discussing and saying, you know what, saying that, I am Luo, I can't deal with a Kikuyu, this should end. And I found such discussions very encouraging at this day and age. And I was like, wow, finally, we are now moving beyond the tribal lines. Let us look at somebody, when I look at you, Fred, when you come to me and sell your manifesto, I should not look at you in terms of tribal lines. I should look at you and look at the manifesto. And the problem with Kenyans, especially where I come from, Mount Kenya region, the politics we do as Kenyans are personality-based, not issue-based. And it is so sad that heads of state and even the former deputy president, that you go live, that you are addressing a crowd and you say that so-and-so speaks like a lady. So-and-so is thin. Can you imagine? And yet we have, we have important discussions that we are supposed to discuss.
Hence my concern.
Fred, let me cut you short. I wish the discussion was so-and-so leader is looking at this education policy like this. I think we should do the other way.
And I think that was where the conversation was heading in 2024, especially when you're talking about the budget-making process. But it would appear all that is lost. Allow me to welcome